Hello, hope that this video presentation reaches you in good health and good spirits. Um, I won't waste too much of your time as my partner Thomas already covered a lot of what we did within his own part of the video submission. Uh, my name is Hamid and I will briefly be going over what I contributed to the CST 430 final group project. Please bear with me, my computer's a little bit slow. But here's our table of contents. Slide 3 consists of project scenario. Slide 4, script information. Slide 6, file sharing service information. Slide 7, user and groups. Slide 8, disk management. Slide 10, system and boot logs. Slide 12, password and security. Slide 16, scheduling and processing. Slide 20, user account and mod admin. And slide 21, file compression. So for the project scenario, I'll just read over it briefly. We are two newly hired Linux administrators that work for the fictitious Cengage Educational Institution. Our company hosts, updates, and creates educational material that is accessible within a LMS. The company primarily hires database administrators, network administrators, and software engineers. Our responsibilities as Linux administrators include setting up user accounts, managing accounts and file systems, monitoring logs for errors, and keeping systems secure, as well as understanding the needs of Cengage deployments and users. So, for the file sharing service portion, we implemented the use of Samba file sharing and FileZilla, I'm sorry. Um, we use Samba to establish a fully functioning connection between our virtual machines and our hosts, and we used FileZilla to establish a fully functioning over the internet file transfer protocol connection. And I'll show the connections. So, as you can see the TLS connection established. Um, Directory listing of Linux share successful. Okay, and go ahead and show that Samba is up and running. And as you can see, Samba Share is fully up and running. And as you can see, have a test file here. I'll go ahead and show you that the connection is working fine. A moment. As you can see, the same files that are within the host file explorer is also showing within the virtual machine. I'll go ahead and Second. As you can see, it removed the test file from here and from the host. So, yeah, I'll briefly go over the slide for the file sharing service information. Samba Share for individual communication between Windows OS and Ubuntu. FileZilla server hosted by Thomas to share files over the internet. The FileZilla server is configured to be hosted from a NAT router network with passive mode port configuration and forwarding. Updates to the script or other files can be pushed to the shared directory, which requires a username and password to connect. All right, so Thomas already covered his own portion in his part of the video and provided enough details, so I don't want to make this video too long. So for each chapter that I covered, I will briefly go over the slide explaining what we did, and then I will show the script output that is dedicated to the specified module. But before I do that, I'll establish the connection to the script menu. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, users and groups, chapter 4. All selections in the script have prompts to point the user towards the correct input. Input is taken in the script and used to execute statements such as group add, user mod. Groups and the users added to the groups can be found in the /etc/groups file. To view information about the groups, a user can navigate to the main menu and select list users. This was done because chapters 4, 10, and 14 all utilize user information. So I'll go ahead and show you that it's fully functioning. So I'll add a group. Okay, well, group test already exists, but I'll do a different one for the sake of the video. I'll just call it test, add a user. I'll just put any room number, honestly. And you don't have to put inputs for every single one. You can just skip them if you want to, confirming the information is correct. And we're good to go, as you can see. Um, and you can see add a group or add a user to a group is working as well. Go ahead and exit the script. Okay. Okay, moving on to chapter 6, system and boot logs. The chapter 6 submenu is broken down into 3 script commands. The first is to view kernel-related messages. This could be useful for researching and addressing kernel-related errors. The Linux command for this is simple. Sudo mesg or dmesg. This will give an extensive list to examine. All right, so menu items consist of viewing current related messages, viewing the full boot log, view the last 50 entries of the boot log, and exiting the script. I'll just quickly go over them. Don't want to waste your time. Okay, we're good to go. And to move on to oh yeah, this is continuing the chapter 6 system boot logs script. The second script command lets us view the entire boot log. This is a massive amount of information. Therefore, we have added a third command that shows the last 50 entries of the boot log. If the user administrator is looking, if the user administrator is looking for only the most recent information, they can opt to use that third option. Passwords and security. This is going over chapter 14. Um, since we went over adding users and groups in our first section, we decided it would be useful to have a command that could change or add a password to any created user. We accomplished by inserting the following command into our script. You can see here, this is the command. We read information from the administrator to determine the username and the new password to give the username. In order to change the password successfully, you will need to meet the default Ubuntu password requirements that we placed. Okay, so go over that briefly. So you can update a user password, password requirements, show permissions, encryption, and exit the script. So for this, I'll just use user test. Okay, so as you can see, the password is shorter than 8 characters because of the password constraints that we put in place. So I'll go ahead and do this again. Okay, so as you can see, it was successful. So the password requirements, um, as you can see here. Permissions, encryption, all right, as you can see, it went through for the encryption. Um, Go ahead and exit. All right, moving on. Um, all right, I believe this is the final one I did. Chapter 10, User Account Modification and Admin. Chapter 10 contains a lot of valuable commands and information regarding user accounts. We decided to include a few different ways to modify user accounts. This submenu allows us to update a user's description, change a user's login name, lock and unlock an account, and delete a user account with a directory and data as well. Finally, there is an administrative function to view the system log, daemon configuration. This lets the administrator see information regarding logging and error messages. So let's go over that really quickly. So as you can see, the menu items consist of updating a user description, changing a user login name, lock a user account, unlock a user account, view user logs, delete a user account, delete a user account in its home directory, view the system log daemon configuration, and exiting the script. So I'll quickly go over. So do it for user test again. I'll just put, hello. All right, it's been changed to hello. As you can see, description for user test has been changed to hello. Change the user login name. Okay, we can do user test. I'll just make a user test one. Okay, the login name for user test has been changed to user test one. Can lock user account, user test one. Oh, sorry. I clicked the wrong one. Lock the user account. The user test one has been locked. Before unlocking, I'll show the view user locks. Locks are indicated by an exclamation point after the name. So as you can see here, user test one. There it is. And go ahead and lock it. User test one has been unlocked. Okay. Go ahead and delete. User test one has been deleted. Can't show you the deleting a user account home directory, but I'll go ahead and try just so you can see what it'll prompt. Yeah, so it'll show your user does not exist since I already deleted it. View the system log daemon configuration. This is it right here. Go ahead and exit the script. Yeah, that's about it. The rest of these Tom is covered in his video. So in conclusion, I hope that you enjoyed this video presentation. To summarize, I covered chapters 4, 6, 10, and 14. And I also covered the project scenario and the file sharing service information. And thank you so much for your time and attention. And I hope that you have a wonderful day.